ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to welcome back to the City Club of Chicago, Leticia Peralta Davis. Leticia? All yours. Have some fun up here.
All right, I will. Wow, thanks, Jay. And thanks to the City Club for inviting me back to address this great forum. This is my fourth time, and it's a real pleasure to be here. On behalf of all of our Board of Directors, our Chairman, Ted Satzlaff, was introduced to you today. It's an honor for me to have an opportunity to tell you all about the wonderful things that are happening at McCormick Place in Navy Pier. So, in that vein, not so long ago, I was actually thinking about the City Club, Jay, when I was out for a little jog. That's me at the center of this year's, at the start of the marathon this year, the LaSalle Bank Marathon. And I'll tell you, running 26 miles gives you some time to think about a lot of things. For instance, I thought about, gee, what should I get for Thanksgiving dinner this year? And what does Megan need for her project at school? And whether or not I remember to TiVo that Bears game that I was going to miss. And of course, my City Club speech, Jay. How could I not think about that, right? So, but in all seriousness, my staff and I spend a lot of time running the good race for the benefit of all of our customers, our stakeholders in the city and state. So my annual visit here gives me an opportunity to assess how well we're accomplishing our mission to create a great experience for every person, every time. I'm proud to report that right from the start, 2006 has been a great year for us and for you. We're enjoying record-breaking success. This year, we are hosting more than 75 events at McCormick Place, with an estimated economic impact to the city of $3.4 billion. And this year, 2 national surveys, Orbitz and TS2, ranked Chicago as the #1 tourist and trade show destination. Couple that with more than 8 million people who came to Navy Pier this past year, and yes, as Frank Sinatra would say, it was a very good year. Our success took a total team commitment and a winning strategy. Like a marathon runner, that strategy allowed us to go the distance. The key was to focus not just on numbers, but on people. The finish line, in our case, the bottom line, was to provide the best possible show experience. In short, we are going the extra mile to provide superior customer service. We are reviewing our operations from top to bottom. So, with our customers' needs in mind, I went out to some members of my staff and I sent them out and I said, why don't you go conduct an unofficial survey to see what people are saying about us? As it turned out, we learned that many people still hold a few common misconceptions about our world-class facilities. So today, I want to address these things we hear right head on. So, let me start. One of the things we hear revolves around the discussion of funding. Some people think that the MPA is losing money, but the truth is, out of our fiscal house is very much in order, due to a dramatic turnaround during the past few years. In fiscal '06, the MPEA generated operating surplus of nearly $11 million. The surplus reflects the focus and commitment of each MPEA business unit. And as you can see from this graph, our fiscal health is dramatically improved over just the past 4 years. When I arrived at the authority after my appointment by Governor Blagojevich, the MPEA was operating at almost $14 million in the red. This is obviously no longer the case. My team has worked hard to achieve this turnaround. It's important to note that contrary to what many people believe, the operations at McCormick Place and Navy Pier are self-sustained. Funds required for operations are derived from the sale of services to outside customers. And any money received by us from the hotel tax, restaurant tax, and some other taxes for the authority are not for operational purposes, but for debt service, to repay bonds for the construction of our facilities, including our west expansion. Let me give you a clearer picture of the funding situation. As you can see, we're in a highly competitive environment, and our Chicago's Tourism Bureau budget falls far short of what many of our other competitive cities have to work with. So, the $5 million state grant that the MPEA receives is vital. It enables us to market our facilities, and in return for that $5 million state investment, our facilities really deliver. McCormick Place customers add $3.4 billion to the economy, and Navy Pier another $1.2 billion. So the MPEA is proud to be a vital economic engine for Chicago and Illinois. Yet, misperceptions still exist. We still hear things like, Chicago's losing ground to our competition. Again, this could not be further from the truth. In fact, our halls are bustling year-round. In the past 12 months, nearly every major trade show has experienced record-breaking attendance and exhibit sales. Today is the final day of RSNA, the annual meeting of the Radiological Society of North America. This is the world's largest medical meeting with more than 60,000 attendees. Last December, this group broke 5 attendance records. And we just got word, on my way here, that they were breaking records this year in the net square footage that they sold. 11 shows have in fact set records this year, including IMTS, our largest attended show, which had 92,000 attendees this year, representing a 6% increase over their attendance from last year. And let's not forget the National Restaurant Association. You may remember this announcement from last July. On the heels of setting its own all-time record at its 2006 show this past spring, and after evaluating other convention sites, the National Restaurant Association committed to remain at McCormick Place for the next 5 years. This show, this show alone will bring over $500 million in direct spending to our city and state during our 5-year agreement. So, at McCormick Place, business has never been better. But inevitably, some of the things you'll hear, and this is one of the ones that comes up often, isn't labor expensive at McCormick Place? Chicago must be losing out because of that to other venues. Well, rather than me simply telling you today how mistaken those assumptions are, I'll let the Chicago Sun-Times do it for me. This July 5th front page special report, aptly titled Unconventional Wisdom, goes a long way towards clearing up some of the myths about doing business at our facility. It even notes that labor rates for nearly all services at McCormick Place are below other major U.S. convention venues. Just look at this chart from Trade Show Week. Chicago's in the middle of the pack and often below other convention cities such as New York, Atlantic City, San Francisco, San Diego, and yes, in some cases even Las Vegas and Orlando. It proves that Chicago's convention labor provides greater affordability and fewer restrictions than ever before. In fact, our trade show laborers are more skilled and more efficient than anywhere else. So much so that other cities call our labor to set up their shows. And like a good marathon runner who trains hard to improve their time each year, we're working with the labor unions to improve the customer experience every show, every year. 3 recent landmark agreements are proof of their commitment to our customers. This year, 3 of our unions, the riggers, decorators, and security workers, all signed new 5-year contracts. Among other things, these new contracts call for reduced overtime charges and reduced crew sizes. We're looking for similar commitments from our other union partners so that these far-reaching new collective bargaining agreements will help ensure Chicago's continued leadership in the convention and trade show industry. And the word is out that these contracts have already resulted in substantial savings and convenience for our customers. Our customers are happy with what they've seen. The trade show publication Expo Magazine recently ran the article entitled Best Things We've Seen This Month. to describe the $300,000 savings by exhibitors at the plastics show. And look at this example of customer appreciation. While we often receive compliments from our customers, it's not every day that a satisfied client takes out a full-page ad to thank us. In this ad, the Society of Plastics Industry complimented the MPEA, labor, and its partners for the success of its June show. Need further proof that our customers are reaping the benefits? We recently hosted PAC Expo, the second largest convention in the country. Here's what PMMI's president had to say.
Hello, I'm Chuck Yuska, president of the Packaging Machinery Manufacturers Institute. PMMI sponsors PAC Expo, the largest packaging show in North America. This show is held biannually in Chicago, and so it's been 2 years since we've been back here, and it has been just, the changes we are seeing have just been fantastic. The attitude of the labor, my exhibitors are coming up to me and saying they're cooperative, been wonderful. The work world changes that have been put in place have been fantastic. The exhibitors have saved money. They've noticed it, we've noticed it. We congratulate the leaders in the Chicago convention industry, and we encourage them to continue that momentum. Thank you.
Giving customers like Chuck a great experience is our #1 job. And we continue to enhance that service. We're also preparing, as we continue, we're also preparing, of course, to grow. Next July, we will open the newest edition of our campus, the McCormick Place West building. It will be finished on budget and 8 months ahead of schedule. Yet, there are those who continue to ask questions like, why are you building McCormick Place West? Do you really need it? The simple answer is, the West expansion will give us the flexibility to schedule more large-scale events back to back and even at the same time. It'll mean more business and more bookings at McCormick Place. So for us, it can't open soon enough. Construction is progressing quickly. These are the latest pictures from inside of what will be the newest jewel in the McCormick Place crown. Meeting rooms are already finished. Concourses, food services, and exhibition space are already taking shape. The finish line of this project is in sight. This state-of-the-art facility is very impressive. It boasts 470,000 square feet of extra exhibition space, an additional 250,000 square feet of meeting room space, and the city's largest ballroom. How big is the ballroom? Let me put it this way. You could fit the Chicago Bears football field, including the end zones, inside our West Building ballroom. A perfect place for a really big tailgate party. The excitement and anticipation for the West Building is running at full steam. 58 shows are already booked for the new facility, expected to have an economic impact of more than $837 million. And with so many of these shows related to the medical field, our West Building is already on track to be known as the Medical Meetings Headquarters. A special thanks goes out to our partners, Tim Roby and his team at the CCTV, for working closely with us to book this state-of-the-art facility. This billion-dollar project's remarkable success is due to the skills, leadership, and dedication of our MPEA development staff, led by Richard Martinez, and the 4 West Design Build team, led by Gary Shalmo of Clark Construction. We're proud of the vital role played by minority and women-owned businesses as well working on this project. We're strongly committed to their participation. And as you can see, we have now far exceeded our goals for MBE and WBE involvement in this project, with 31% of the construction contracts committed to minority-owned businesses and 8% of the work committed to women-owned businesses. Here are some typical testimonials we hear.
My name is Harold Gaucher. I'm the president of Gaucher Glass LLC. It's a glass and glazing company I started in August of 2003. We've been working here on the McCormick Place expansion since November of 2005, working on the decorative caps on the building, also installing stainless steel swing doors across the project. This has been just an amazing opportunity for my company to really grow and to have access to a gigantic project. Most of the projects we do are much smaller than this, and having an opportunity to do something this large gives us access to new installation, new materials, and will really pay off down the road by having this experience.
Hi, I'm Christy Weber, president of Christy Weber Landscapes. I'm located in the city of Chicago, and I'm standing now in front of the beginning of the work for the McFour project, the west expansion of McCormick Place. At this point, we've just done a little bit of landscaping. The biggest portion of our work will be done in the spring. And I'm extremely proud to be working on this project as a resident of Chicago and a business located in Chicago. It really shows the commitment of the authority to minorities and to women-owned business such as my own.
These MBE and WB opportunities are not going to end with the July 2007 completion of the McCormick Place West building. There's more to come. Since we're growing, we also have to increase and enhance our amenities, convenience, and our capacity. And that's why, as some of you may have heard, our board is considering a proposal to expand the Hyatt McCormick Hotel. The proposed addition will add up to 600 rooms. But people may be wondering, is there really demand for more hotel rooms? Yes, there is. In fact, the entire city needs more hotel space. Las Vegas has more than 3 times the number of hotel rooms than Chicago. Yet room supply has remained stagnant in Chicago, even as the demand for the rooms here has steadily increased since 2002. So, with the convention business booming in Chicago and the West Building opening soon, expanding our hotel makes good business sense. More importantly, it means providing our customers with the on-site convenience, amenities, and first-rate service they've come to expect from the country's premier convention center. The new hotel tower will rise above the parking deck and should be completed in 2009. Again, it's all about providing a winning experience for our customers. But if you're not in the trade show business, or if you don't use our facilities, you may say, I don't go to McCormick Place, so how does it affect me? Why should I care? Well, you should care. We all should. Our facilities are a catalyst for hotels, restaurants, stores, entertainment, museums, theaters, clubs, and taxi cabs. McCormick Place also has a ripple effect on downstate Illinois and the overall economy of the state. That's why Governor Blagojevich, Mayor Daley, and state lawmakers continue to be our strongest supporters. They know firsthand what an important resource we are for the city and the state. Recently, Mayor Daley and Jack Lavin, director of the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, partnered to bring the world's most prestigious biotechnology convention back to McCormick Place in 2010. But it was not really a hard sell. The Bio 2006 convention here this summer set attendance records. Not surprisingly, its leaders were only too happy to return to our world-class facility. Now, let's switch over and talk about the state's most visited facility, Navy Pier. The thing we most often hear is, what's going to happen with Navy Pier? The idea that we're looking to make changes might lead some to believe that it's not doing well. Not true. Navy Pier, the People's Pier, is the #1 tourist and leisure destination in the Midwest, attracting more than 8.5 million people a year. It's a wonderful place. So as they say, why fix it if it isn't broken? Because Navy Pier is not merely a Chicago landmark, it's a regional destination. And as other Midwest entertainment venues make changes to entice visitors, Navy Pier also needs to change, adapt, and improve what it offers. Make no mistake, Navy Pier is a great destination, but we do not want to rest on our laurels. And 10 years later, we want it to be even better. So as you may recall, we commissioned a consultant to offer suggestions and visions of what the future of Navy Pier might look like. Well, when we presented their sketches to the public earlier this year, we received a good deal of feedback. Some positive, some not. But that feedback confirmed what we already knew. Chicagoans are passionate about Navy Pier. We are too. Many people have their own vision for the pier. That's why we're working carefully to get input from groups and neighbors with their own ideas on how we might further develop the pier. We've also solicited the input of leading Chicago architects to share their thoughts about how this Chicago icon can evolve. We're generating many exciting new proposals, and we hope to make some of them public shortly. We look forward to what the future holds for the pier that we all love. As Frank Sinatra said, the best is yet to come. That's our attitude at the MPEA. With our expanding McCormick Place, our improving Hyatt McCormick Place Hotel, and our ever-evolving Navy Pier, the best is indeed yet to come. That winning attitude is infectious and carries through not only our work but our lives. These are other MPEA employees who joined me in finishing this year's marathon. It's a great accomplishment. It's a great accomplishment. We all went for it and succeeded, just like Chicago is going for it in trying to win the 2016 Summer Olympics. We are all rooting for Chicago, and we support Mayor Daley in his efforts to bring home the gold. If our world-class city captures this world-class event, we're excited to think that McCormick Place will be front and center as the host of numerous Olympic events. Our role in the Olympic effort is just another way to give 110% to our global city. And McCormick Place is looking for your help in increasing that global image of Chicago. We're working with the CCTV and DCEO to connect Illinois companies to international exhibitors at our convention and trade shows. So I urge you, our city's ambassadors, represented by the best in civic, business, and governmental fields, to help encourage and foster new international networking and business opportunities in Chicago. McCormick Place is ready to be the home of more international business. And according to Mary Pat Heffman, Senior VP of Conventions of the Restaurant Show, our facility can definitely play such a role.
With service, with cost, with facilities, McCormick Place is a world-class facility. There is not a better convention facility in this country, possibly the world.
Hey, that's a big statement. But again, the success of McCormick Place and Navy Pier hinges on much more than buildings, expansion plans, and civic projects. It is the human side of our business, the customer service element that's so critical for our continued success. Runners talk about giving it their all and never quitting. I'm proud to say that the MPEA team does not quit until every client, from our largest event to our smallest meeting, receives the utmost attention and the highest quality service we can provide. We want every one of our customers or visitors to have a pleasurable and memorable experience. When that happens, we are all winners. So before I go, I'd like to acknowledge the members of our team who are here today. Would you all please stand up and take a bow? So again, on behalf of Ted Tetzlaff, our chairman, and the rest of our board of directors, everyone at the MPEA, thank you very much for inviting me back here today, and I look forward to doing it again next year. Thank you.
If you'd like to ask a question of our speaker, there's a microphone over there. Get up there and Make your question short.
Make it a question.
Is Berkowitz in the audience? Didn't have to, forget, I didn't have to say that. Jeff's not here. Okay, go right ahead.
I'm Joyce Saxon. I'm on the board of City Club. I was so sure that NRA was going to leave. I know a lot of people in the hospitality business. What concessions were necessary to keep them? Could you just detail a few of them?
I wouldn't say that we necessarily provided concessions. I think that our program, as compared to the rest of the sites that they visited, was a winning combination. Certainly our partners in labor who have put forth their efforts and the new agreements that they came to this past summer, the three that I mentioned, were part of that decision criteria, but I think it's hard to beat Chicago all around, as was proved by their decision. And they did spend many months not just looking at our facility, but others around the country.
Could you just detail a few of the union concessions that were necessary?
There was a reduced overtime rates for the bringing in the shows and taking them out, and the cruise sizes were defined. We used to have minimum cruise sizes of 3, and that was reduced to 2, and even defined definitions of what the crew would be for smaller jobs as well. So those were the two primary that were very substantial, provided substantial cost savings for exhibitors.
Anyway, I'm glad.
You're welcome.
I heard,
State your name, please.
Edward Cooper, City Club member, I heard that the original McCormick Place building is coming down. Is that true or not?
No.
Didn't mean to intimidate you. You can ask a question in a whole sentence if you like. Alderman Nataris.
What is the position of the MPA with respect to gambling?
We don't have, Alderman Nateris asked what our position is at the MPA with respect to gambling. Our board has not discussed gaming, and I don't think we have an official position on gaming. Certainly we support anything that continues to promote convention business in Chicago and tourism, so I think that's all I can say on that topic.
Any up? Yes.
Larry Duty. I was just curious,
Larry.
did you ever, hi, how are you? Thanks a lot for coming today. Did you ever give any consideration to something similar Disney does with the maybe pair to give like an annual pass to members or resident memberships where they can take advantage of some of the amenities there at discounted prices so the neighborhood has more of a useful feel to it to maximize their experience?
A lot of suggestions have come to the table, and we haven't really taken any of them off yet. And certainly, some of the things that Disney has done have been very successful for their venue in both California and Florida. And we certainly are open to hearing more about how advanced technology, in terms of the ease of being able to participate at Navy Pier, is something we're definitely looking at.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Ellie Wilder. My question was, what is being done to increase, modify, or expand the public transportation to both of these sites?
Well, I can't speak to public transportation, specifically their position, but we certainly are working hand in hand with the CTA, Carol Brown, and the RTA in looking for ways where we can achieve more efficient transportation, not only locally around Navy Pier, but certainly regionally. We're participating with Jim Riley and his effort on the RTA to do all that's necessary and be a partner in that effort.
Deanna, you ask a question or you leave it?
Well, it's really, Paul, it's really not a question. But Leticia, on behalf of all of organized labor, things are not easy sometimes in the labor community. And you've been a great partner. The Convention Bureau has been a great partner. We've done a lot of great things together. The West expansion is a great example of it. I think we all look forward to maybe someday doing something with the Olympics. I think that we're the type of city that we're very conducive to doing whatever it takes to lure people to the greatest venue throughout the world here in Chicago. It's the best restaurants, best museums, best hotels, without a doubt the best labor and the best value of labor.
The best convention facility.
And best convention facility. But is there anybody I missed? on this note, the changes do not come easy, and we've been able to get over some major hurdles because of the union leadership at McCormick Place and because of the value we all know what conventions bring to our city. But I'd like to thank you and everybody else in this room for the partnership.
Thank you, Dennis.
Leticia, I want to give you your very expensive gift that will pass any ethics law muster, but I have a question. In that shot of you with all the people who did the running, how come Skinny was wearing a shirt and tie?
Skinny, you want to answer that? Skinny was our official team leader, but suffered a physical injury right before the race, and he couldn't run. But he was there with us in spirit. He was there in spirit.
I thought maybe you made that thing slippery for that guy. That's how you were going to beat him. Oh, come on. Leticia, on behalf of the City Club of Chicago, you may have a nice collection of these.
Thank you,
our
I
mugs,
sure do.
And your fourth book, City Club, The History of Chicago, and, Leticia, a 1-year membership in the City Club of Chicago. Very valued, and the rest of you can have this for a mere $50, and you could come to the meeting, the party on, when is it, the 11th? December 11th. Big round of applause for Leticia.
Thank you.